A little different from what we usually cover, but definitely interesting to say the least.
Great question. She said, why? Why are you going straight after being a lesbian for like a decade? I'll tell you why. Lesbian relationships, they don't follow the same rules as straight relationships.
Wonder why.
And I'll give an example. If you're dating a man, and let's say this man used to get head from this woman, but he doesn't get head from her anymore. But he wants to be best friends with her, and he wants to keep her in your life, even though he says he wants to build a life with you. Obviously, it's common sense that he would not be hanging out with her. Common sense.
Yeah, but see, men don't really try to do that, right? In this situation she's describing, like if she was actually dating a man, it would be her trying to get away with that, not men. Keep going.
If you're dating a man and he wants to be best friends with his ex-girlfriend, you're obviously common sense that's not going to fly.
Yeah, again, that would be what women do.
It just doesn't fly. But for some reason, in lesbian relationships, it's just how it is, you know?
And there you go.
Whole lesbian friend groups like dated each other, and they're all best friends and sleep in the same bed, but they're not hooking up, so it's fine, and like you should be cool with it. The double standard, I don't jive with that. Like, let's say in a lesbian relationship, you're dating a girl, same situation. She used to get head from this other person, this girl, back in the day, but they haven't hooked up in a really long time. And so she wants to go fly out to see her because they're best friends. And maybe they took a shower together the last time they were together, but there was no touching, so it's cool. It's like,
Wow.
if it was a man who I was dating that showered butt naked with a woman, it's common sense that he wouldn't be having this person remain as a best friend in his life. And for some reason, lesbians don't have that sort of rule book.
Wonder why.
There's no rules. And it creates a lot of confusion.
So we've got a lesbian woman saying that when it comes to female-female relationships, common sense, well, it suddenly goes out the window. Obvious, sane boundaries are met with gaslighting, and the same tendency persists, insisting that it's perfectly fine to keep close friendships with the very sex they're attracted to, just like they do in heterosexual relationships. And it's always funny to see a woman realize, for once, what men have to deal with. And this woman is unique, I guess, because out of her bunch, well, it appears she actually disagrees with how it's typically handled in her community. It's so bad. It's so discombobulated. Well, she's decided to opt out of the entire thing. And in her case, right, I hope this isn't true, but it probably is. Just because your girlfriend tells you, oh, it's okay, we're not going to hook up, well, it doesn't actually mean that's true. If I had to guess, it's very likely that, if this was her experience being gay and the women were saying this stuff to her, well, she probably did get cheated on. And I would just like to repeat what she said. She said, there are no rules. There's no common sense. And women will say, well, you should be cool with it. So clearly she's faced a ton of gaslighting in her lesbian career. She's learned that even after explaining why she's uncomfortable, her girlfriend hits her with, oh, it's okay, but don't worry about it. You should be cool with it. There's not going to be any box licking going on. We're just going to take a couple steamy showers together. Don't worry. No. She's just a friend now. So what I'm taking from this so far is that the thing keeping relationships sane and stable is men. They're the ones setting the moral structure. And women often protest it like little girls, throwing a fit for not getting their way. But little do they realize that structure is the only thing keeping the whole thing from falling apart. And in the lesbian community, well, it seems like it's just vibes and feelings running the whole show. And the moment anyone pushes back, well, the rationalizing and the gaslighting, it kicks in full force. And then it all comes down to who's best, at bending reality to get their way. Let's finish this.
Even after boundaries are communicated and verbalized, they don't respect them. It's silly. It's a waste of time. It's easy for them to justify having an ex be in their future and in their life and even in their bed. Like, because you're both girls, so it's okay. But it's not, because as a girl, you fuck girls and girls fuck you. Period. So it's the same as if, like, would it be appropriate for you to sleep in the same bed as a man if you're in a relationship with someone? No, it's not. It's just not. And the double standards, they're always going to exist in the lesbian community, and that's okay. I'm going to let them exist. I'm just removing myself so I don't have to deal with all the confusion. You know what I mean? That's kind of where I'm at.
Interesting.
You know what another good example is too, since we're on the topic? Let's say you're dating a woman, right? And you're in a room full of girls and you need to get changed into your bathing suit. So the person you're dating just whips their top off, titties are out, gets butt-ass naked. And it's like, oh, but because you're all girls, it's cool, right? But you fuck girls and girls fuck you. So what would be the difference of that crowded room and having a man sitting in that crowded room? You still gonna whip your top off? Probably not. Why? Because you know that he fucks women and women fuck him. Where does the common sense go? That's what I want to know. So, yeah, it's okay. You guys do your thing. Do your thing. Date your best friends and be best friends and have your exes in your wedding. It's just not going to be me. It's not for me.
Wow, what a mess. I want you to take notice of what she said there, I guess at the beginning of the second half. Even after boundaries are communicated, they still don't get respected. And it's easy for them to justify having an ex still involved in their life. Just full-blown mental gymnastics. And suddenly it's you being unreasonable. And she's been on the other end of that now for quite some time. Clearly she's had enough of it, because there's only so many times you can be told the sky isn't blue, it's green or whatever, and then be expected to agree with that. And, maybe that's part of why separation rates are so high in lesbian relationships, because women, for all their emotional intelligence, well, they're not built to handle the same tactics that they dish out. Obviously, men bring their own issues to the table, too. I mean, no doubt. But that's probably why women have these manipulative tactics in the first place, If you wanted to make an evolutionary argument, you absolutely could. Think about it, right? Well, at one point they, and in a way they still do, but more primitively, they depended on a stronger, more brutal creature for survival. They couldn't compete, with the male physically. So they learned to navigate indirectly, behind the back, manipulation, whatever it took to get what they wanted. It makes sense to me. Or, obviously it could be that they were just made that way. I don't know. And me pointing to that doesn't mean I hate women or that they're evil or whatever. It just means I'm not living with my head in the sand, really. And men, of course, they manipulate too, but I'm talking about patterns here, not individuals. But anyways, it sounds like the lesbian scene, there's no balancing force, and it can often turn into a cunning mess. But hey, keep this in mind, the next time you hear about how toxic men are and that women are these flawless saints. Meanwhile, you've got the lesbian community operating like this.